far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare, but when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm there's no way to go, no one that can see through that side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain they feel. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the start of hell, but when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, race fans, and I tell you what, dirt fans all over the world here, GeForce Racing League tonight. Boy, do we got something special for you all week here. And you can see that big logo right there in front as we're getting set here for heat race number 1. I'm going to turn that over here to Doug here in a second. But you see the big logo there, Epsilon Sprint Wraps Triple Crown Charity Week. And if you read what it says, from Tuesday, October, obviously tonight, to 27th, all the way to November the 2nd, which Friday and Saturday we will not be racing, but we'll pick back up on Sunday and Monday. You see, we've got Street Stocks, Pro Lates, and 360 Wing Sprints. A lot of the sponsors, and you'll be seeing the sponsors down in the far corner throughout the race. Tonight, heat race number 1, we're getting it underway here for you folks as these guys, man, are rumbling around right now. Doug, heat race number 1. We got a great sponsor for that one.
We do. All the folks at C2C Sim Racing Team, a lot of Donnie Kreitz fans in that bunch right there. And out, some of the team members will be racing tonight. Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, Terry Landis, Joe Backus, John Short, Andy Patton, Gary Taylor, Bill Calder, Mike Kramer. Thank you all for your support. Very first heat race, as always, 8 laps, top 4 get in. Joe, get us going, man.
Boy, I tell you what, green flag flies, you're right. We got a 10-car stacked field here in the heat race 1. It's going to be a very good one here. Epsilon Wraps tonight. Good charity event for a good cause of a young man out there, unfortunately. But right now, Dennis Stonebreaker, man out there, going to break some hearts, but he's got Kyle Parker battling for the lead.
Well, Parker's down on the inside. Stonebreaker, no suspicions, no superstitions about green cars as he sits there in the number 2 spot. Wayne Miller back in 3rd, Steven Spies in 4th, and Jeffrey Barker just on the outside looking in. Give Andrew Smith a lot of credit for his car. Love the front end on that as some guys are debuting some new stuff here tonight from the Epsilon Sprint Wraps cap.
Well, absolutely and definitely, man, out there right now trying to chuck everything they can and see if what they can dig here in the dirt. This place right now, battle for about 3rd place. You said the top 4 is going to go in, right? No, top
yes, sir,
10.
top 4.
You know what? But there is also something different between this tonight. And we will get into that when we get into the feature.
Okay.
The top 10 drivers is what qualifies to the elimination come this Monday. But right now, Kyle Parker's the man out front leading it.
And he is looking really good. I've been watching Steven Spies as he was working the bottom there, was able to get around Wayne Miller for 3rd. Now he's starting to gain on Dennis Stonebreaker, who's running just a little bit lower than those guys are. Of course, you know how it is at Knoxville. You got that little curb on the inside. Get too low and you can get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely. With a C2C race team right now, definitely out here for our heat race number 1. You got Steven Spies right there. Oh, I said that. No, I said Steven Spies, but it's actually Stephen.
That's Steven, yeah, that's Steven.
You know, the reason that confused, I'm sorry, the reason it confused because I'm used to seeing Steven with a V instead of Steven with a PH. Yeah. Either way, though, he's got Dennis right now, and he's going to take that spot away from him.
He's really had that bottom running very well. I mean, this reminds me a lot of I mean, this is just stock car racing. You know, you can tell the cars aren't going to be as fast as what we're going to see later on in the night. So it takes a little longer to complete a pass, as we can see what's going on right now for third place. The Stonebreaker's got somebody down on his side. That somebody is Wayne Miller.
Wayne Miller right now trying to take over the third place spot. That battle is there for the fourth place top four. Kyle Parker still out there running in the sunlight. He's loving being in the lead. Steven right there behind him, though. He's trying to spy him down a little bit, but Wayne Miller and Stonebreaker having a battle out for third and fourth. Like what you just said earlier, though, these cars not quite as fast as the white flag flies here for heat race number 1. These cars not quite as fast. We're used to seeing them a lot on Thursday nights here, but they're not as fast. So they tend to be on the tight side a little bit. They don't slide as well as what we're going to see in the pro late models and stuff.
That's very true. Coming out now, the final corner. Big shout out to Lennox Mobley. Get better, buddy. All this for the Steve King Foundation. Again, thanks to all of you for participating here tonight, as the win will go to Kyle Parker.
And the win right there on our heat race number 1. Go to GForceRL.com, folks, for all the information. You'll get a world of information about this Epsilon Sprint Wraps Triple Crown here happening this week, Charity Week, for a great young man, and we're going to talk a lot about that during the warm-ups about what we're doing here this week and so forth. So please stay tuned on that, and maybe some of the things where you can go. Obviously, go to GForceRL.com and read up on a world, and where you can actually, you know, if you want to donate to him, to that young man who unfortunately was burnt in an accident at the racetrack. So definitely our hats and our hearts and prayers off to him. What's up, Rail, Cameron, LW? How y'all doing out there? Heat race number 2 on the way here. Doug, I tell you, another 10 cars out here. Should be another good one here.
Should be. Gambler Motorsports is bringing us this one. And the guys on Gambler Motorsports team members are John Hine, who we know pretty well. He's been running real well. Connor Ross, Michael Reddick, Aiden Young, and Steven Spies, who we just saw out there a moment ago. So thanks to everyone from Gambler Motorsports for their assistance tonight.
Going to be a heavy-hitting field here. 10 cars, 4 drivers going to the A main here tonight. Going to be a very, very good one. What's up, Victoria, excuse me out there. I said Victory, my bad. Victoria, how you doing out there? Hey, I appreciate everybody. This will be tape delayed on GForceTV on YouTube. So if you want to later on go to GForce TV on YouTube, you can. We're live right now on OSR Network on Facebook. I appreciate them. Everyone coming in here and watching the race, but definitely it will be tape delayed. It will be up on their site on GForce TV on YouTube, so you definitely can check out this great event. Not sure, I believe tomorrow might be live done on the YouTube side of it. I just know tonight they had some other prior things they had to do, so it will be tape delayed. But nonetheless, we're live here on OSR Network on Facebook. Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you'd like to see, hit that like, share out there. And I know these guys and all these sponsors here tonight, and you can see a world of them. They're flipping down at the bottom. Epsilon Wraps, just to name the main title sponsor here. As we get set here to hit this heat race number 2, Pace Trucks in.
Again, 10 cars, only top 4 are going to get in. And the nice thing about this that I like here, Joey, is we've got the guys we normally see in the GForce League, but there's a lot of other folks, as this was open to pretty much anybody. So thanks for everybody else for joining us. We hope you like the GeForce Racing League.
You might see some new names. Actually, might even get a few guys that might want to jump into the league here. Obviously, go to GForceRL.com. We got a battle for third, and GJ Boydell's around. Well, wait a minute, my bad. Looked like a car. That was Steve Shaw Jr. that was around.
Their cars
look a little light. They're both on the red side there, so my bad on that one. But yeah, Steve Shaw Jr., he was able to catch it, but kind of spun around. Unfortunately, he's back in 6th.
And what a big boom that was for Chase Haas. He now has a big lead out front in the 767. Daniel Blau still running second. Boydell, you mentioned him a moment ago. He did not go around. He's in 3rd. But you can see we've got 4 cars, but then there's 3 more back behind him with Satterfield, Taylor, and Shaw. Will they be able to catch the top 4 and get in? We'll find out.
Boydell trying to put one of them slide job moves there on Daniel. He does. He's able to complete it right behind him. Corey Smith says, I'll follow you right there through the back door. He's going to do it. He's down low. They're door to door. You can get there, trade some paint. Right now, though, the problem with those 2 cars is one's yellow, so one's kind of orange-ish yellow, so you really won't trade too much of paint. But, man, what a good race there for the 4th place spot.
Yeah, you're right, and then you wouldn't be able to tell, was that you that hit me or me that hit you? Nobody would know it. boy, what's this yellow paint doing on my car? Blau now
Even the
up
donut looks the same on the tire there. You wouldn't have to worry about it. But right now,
That's right.
Corey Smith made the slide job work. Daniel's going to try to see
was
if he
a nice
can't
move.
do the crossover. Robert Schaefer back there looking, but he's got Steve Shaw Jr. on his back bumper. Kyle
Ooh.
Jenkins, Troy Stewart, Roger Craig's back in the back there. Gary Taylor, all those guys still running here tonight. Got a really good run. Battle's on for fourth place though.
Yeah, because Blau has actually gotten his nose underneath Corey Smith a couple times. One time there was actually contact, and this might be a 4-car race for 2 spots now as Satterfield and Shaw are getting into the mix as well. A couple of red cars gaining on the yellow ones.
Yeah, as Robert
as you said.
Well, you're right. Hey, well, Robert right now has time to get up there and definitely take away that fourth place spot away from Daniel. He has been moving it up, and he is right there. He's going to see if he can't maybe here at the final laps, try to see if he can't put a slide job or slide move up underneath him and take it away.
You know, and I've been watching. I haven't seen a lot of passing on the outside, and here goes Satterfield. We'll see if he can make that work. And you can see the car just kind of washed out on him a little bit as he tried to make that move.
Yes, it is. Right now, Daniel Blau hanging on the fourth by a needle and a thread right now. But when he's got Robert Scatterfield. White flag one more time for Robert. And you're going to see if GJ, though, is probably going to hold up his plans. I don't know. Out of turn number 2 down the back stretch final time.
Satterfield went high, and that opens up the inside for Shaw. That's exactly what Smith and Blau want to see, is those two guys side by side as they're coming into the final corners.
Last turn 4. Looks like Daniel's got it. GJ and them make contact. Yep, Daniel's going to hang on the fourth. Steve Shaw Jr. is going to be able to pull up the fifth, but just one place too soon there. And Chase Hess, the man who says, look, y'all just keep chasing me all night long. I'm going to take it victory lane. He puts it in here. Heat race number 2.
A second and a half,
nice.
too. That was a big win for him.
Dominating.
He was gone.
Out of here. Heat race 3. What's that?
I can hang around with Joe, and I just get that little drawl going.
There you go, man. Gotta get that happening.
I hang out with my relatives in the Midwest. It gets going like that too. So, heat race number 3. This is the Spartan Racing team that's bringing this one to us. Spartan Racing team members include Kyle Parker, Nicholas Vickery, G.J. Boydell. We just saw Andrew Smith, Wayne Miller, Lance Ripka, and Tom Taylor, our good friend Tom Taylor, in this group as well.
Got a lot of great names out there, folks. I tell you what, again, if you want to know a lot of these team names and all the info, go to GForceRL.com. We're here tonight with the Epsilon Wraps Triple Crown charity event. Obviously it starts tonight, but it starts tonight.
3 straight nights.
It goes all week, which we're going to have 3 straight nights here, tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday. And then we conclude on Sunday and Monday. And what'll happen on Sunday and Monday, real quick, will be 3 races each on that night, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And then obviously the feature style event, the main events, will be on Monday night. So definitely tune in for all that. Heat race number 3 here tonight. Epsilon style here. What's that?
What happens all week is what gets you into those big races on Monday. So just think how good those are going to be, right?
Yeah, and these are basically qualifying races. These guys are definitely qualifying. And from my understanding, and again, we'll get clarification because, obviously it's a big event, putting everything together here. We've got obviously notes of, but from my understanding, that even if you don't make it in like on one event tonight for the qualifying, obviously we've still got some every other nights. You might have these drivers who don't make it, like in a feature or whatever, might have chances to make it throughout this week. And again, we can get clarification with that one from Roger. Well, I'm just saying we can get clarification on that from Roger. But green flag flies here. Heat race number 3 here. Jordan Hill, and it's a battle 3 wide for second and third. They're out there just smashing.
Yeah, Mooney went a little high in the 31. I think it cost him 2 spots. Hine got by. I think Michael Redding also got by. And around almost there. And 1 car up in the wall. I think that's Kyle Mooney.
Kyle Moon went up in the wall. He almost got hooked there. He kind of the back end there. Michael Redding, it shoved him all the way back to 7th, where they're back there 3 wide with Brandon Morgan, Andrew Ewing back there. Also, Lane Snook, he was able to pull it up and get through there and get up to 6th place. But right now, Preston Cranmer, I know it says Mike Cranmer on the ticker, folks, but that is Preston Cranmer. For some reason, we know that because it's in an 07 car. He is up to 4th in the last transfer. Cody Castleman is right there on the outside, though, is trying. Boy, he just tickled the back end of that bumper a little bit.
I like that. He just tickled him a little bit. So
He
Preston's
did.
laughing right now after being tickled, but he's in the final qualifying spot. Hill, Hyde, Redding, Cranmer. Castleman's just on the outside. Lane Snook has come from 9th to now running 6th, so keep your eyes on him, the young man running well.
Andrew Ewing into the wall. But Lane Snook, I'm going to tell you what, he went down there that bottom side cushion, and he ran the top side of that thing, had it on 2 wheels for a moment, trying to get around Cody. He's back up our 6. He's going to see if he can't try it again. Preston still hanging on there in the 4th place spot. Jordan Hill, though, out front. He's got John High in that boat machine there, the cruise shop car. Going to see if he can't run him down. Michael Redding knows how to run it. He loves the high side a lot here. A lot of guys hanging down low for right now.
They are, and that's what we've seen in the first couple of heat races, too. Well, most of the passes were done on the bottom. It's going to be interesting because this is just the opposite of what we've been seeing all week as Snook makes a move now for 5th.
Yeah, 5th place right there. Preston still hanging on to it.
Ooh.
You see Lane is trying to battle to get up to 5th place. Time's running out between those two. That's a good little battle, though, for, like you said, for 5th and 6th place right now as John Hine is trying everything he can. He is searching the track to see what he can do to get around. He's on the inside for the moment.
Of course, there's still 2 more laps to go even after they finish this one, so Hine has time. You can see him back there. You can kind of watch and see how he's figuring out how to get him, trying to get a nose under him. Michael Redding's watching from 3rd and saying, hey, if they get together, I'm going to win this thing.
Yes, it is. I mean, you never know. He's right there in 3rd. You got a top 3 drivers, 1, 2, and 3. Jordan Hill, though, hanging on to it by a thread up front over John High. Michael Redding's right there. Redding's closing in on the low side.
And you got to be careful if you're Redding, too, because a lot of times, if something did happen, say they did get together, you might get involved in it, too. And you can see what he's doing. He's going low there to try to stay out of the way and maybe get himself a lane if he needs it, as we're on the last lap.
Last lap, and I tell you what, I hope he can hang on to it because John Hine right now is behind him, and it looks like he's going to Jordan Hill. I was just going to say, too, Jordan out front was blinking a lot, something you don't want it to do. Obviously, in a virtual world, I mean, virtual world, it happens, a little blinking, but looks like Preston's going to hang on to the 4th place spot here in Heat Race 3. Jordan Hill's going to hang on to the lead out there. It's going to be John Hyde, Michael Redding pulling it in for us here. Going to conclude Heat Race number 3 for the Epsilon Wraps, Sprint Wraps, that is, a charity event here tonight. That's going to pull us into our Heat Race number 4.
This one is brought to you by Peerless Racing, and the folks that are on the Peerless team are Steve Shaw Jr., That's not easy for me to say for some reason, and LW, I'll say it like you do, LW Wise is also on that team. So, but that was a good race. I also saw Lane Snook did sneak in there to get 5th on the last lap as well, so he'll be starting towards the front in the consolation race. What's
up, Wade? How you doing out there? Like I said that, the Peerless Racing, because it sounds like I don't know, something out of an info commercial. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for selling you a great product called Peerless here. Tonight is Peerless Racing Team.
I think they make sausage, don't they? Aren't
they do. We're going to bring you the outstanding commercial jargon of Peerless.
It could be an infomercial with one of those people that's just easily amazed by anything.
Look, folks, just buy the product, okay? Look, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's tired. Just buy the product. It's going to work for you. All right, there's my infomercial for 3 in the morning. You think it'll work there, Doug?
But don't buy it right away because there's always that moment at the end, right? Well, all right, we'll give you 2 for the low price of
I know you're tired. I know you're tired, folks.
Right.
I know it's 3 in the morning. You're tired, but give us about 30 more minutes. You're going to get a special bonus.
And they always make it obvious. You could use this pad for heating up water, cooking food.
Folks, we're not going crazy up here.
There's all kinds of things you can have fun with it. It's like, that's unbelievable. Nice to see somebody new up here. Daniel Vaught is on the pole in the 12. Trent Van Straten back again. Aiden Young. Keep your eyes on Stephen Golder, guys. He was the fast timer. So there's a lot of good cars in here and some new folks as well. So welcome aboard.
Green flag flies. Trent and Daniel, the man up front, they're already going to battle it out for the first place here for the Heat Race number 4 here tonight. As you got Stephen Goldner right there, too. We know that name. And Aiden Young, boys, 2x2 up front.
I think Stephen won a race last night, if I'm not mistaken. And look at this at the back. We got them all heading up into the wall back there. So positions 6, 7, and 8 are way back behind the top 5 now.
Yeah, well, Kevin Fry, Terry, and all them, they just went up against the wall and just got destroyed back there along with Terry, David, and company, they are still back there just beating on each other. Let's go to the fourth place because Nicholas Victory, and I know old Rail out there. That's old Uncle Nick right there. We found that out. He's out there pulling for him. He's barely hanging on to fifth because Aiden Young wants it on the high side.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because really third, fourth, and fifth are all over each other right now, and I don't even think second place with Stephen Goldner is in that solid of a position. So, and look down low, as I believe that's Aiden Young down there in the purple car, right?
Yeah, Aiden Young down there. That number actually.
That's Victory.
Nicholas Victory's down low. Aiden's up high. You've got in front of them Daniel, so you've got a 3-car battle for third, fourth right there, and fifth place. And remember, the fourth place spot's one that transfers you in right now. That is held by Daniel, but boy, he's got Aiden Young all over him.
Aiden Young keeps trying that inside groove while all this is going on. Trent Verstaten has pulled out to his biggest lead of the event, showing some love for the breast cancer survivors and those folks as well. We like the color on there. But also Stephen Goldner now pulling away a little bit from Vickery as he runs second.
Yes, it is. Right now, Aiden Young's falling in line, still traveling up there on that top side cushion here. As you see, this track is more or less, we don't see this very often at a lot of tracks here. But, being Knoxville like it is, really 2 style cushions, one on the inside, one on the outside. Terry Davis, unfortunately, man, wrecking in the back. Right now, Trent's the man out front. He's walking away. Stephen Goldner's trying to hang on to a freight train of cars behind him to hang on to second.
And the big thing here is I could feel for Aiden Young. He was in the mix, and you can see how they're slowly just getting away from him a little bit. He's in fifth, and probably right about now wondering if he could have done something a little bit different, as we've got 2 more laps to go and we complete the next one.
Looks like once these cars get spread out and get into a line, it's very hard to pass here is what I'm starting to see. Early on, they're able to do it. Now you see Aiden's going to try to see what he can do down low. He was up high for the moment, and I think right now the low to middle line is the place to be. It might be later on as the feature gets on. The high lane might come in, but we've seen some guys go up there with that low line middle right now, but this heating up again for that third, fourth place spot.
Yeah, that's a good race. Daniel Vaught, who started on the pole, has faded back. That's the one that's down on the bottom side, as it looks like he might have third this time.
Yeah, Daniel's trying to look on the inside there. Nicholas going to see if he can't take away the third spot. White flags out. Final turns here as Trent's the man out front in the final time. Aiden's like, I wish I'd get up there and Mentangle, but out of the final turn, it looks like Daniel's going to hang on to 4. Trent's going to win it.
Nice job for Trent Verstraeten as he gets the win. Goldner finishes second, Vickery in third. Daniel Vaught started on the pole, ended up in fourth, and Aiden Young, Bradley Bacher, and the rest will head to the consolation events.
Absolutely. Good run for all these guys out here so far. So, been a good one here for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps charity race here. Well, the street stocks version of it. Remember, we got Pro Late Models 360 Wing Sprint's going to be about it. But, hey, that's bringing us in here to our B main here tonight.
Boy, I'll tell you this is going to be something. There's a lot of cars, 23 slated to take the green in this, and only 8 are going to get in a 10-lap race. So this could be wild, Joe.
And this is the B main for Velocity Racing Designs too, B main. And I'm going to tell you, we've not seen... We're used to seeing the feature with 23, 24 cars. So what we're looking here, 12 will go to the feature. The rest are going to kind of go home and going to maybe have to try tomorrow night or in the next race that's coming up. Like I say, we have another race here tonight around about 9:15, folks, so don't go anywhere.
See, mine's saying 8 to get in, so...
8 to get in?
That's what I'm showing.
We had what? We had
8.
4 heats.
Yeah,
that'd be right.
4 heats.
Yep, that's
4,
right.
So yeah, that would be it. Yep.
Well, then that makes it even. We just went from bad to worse. Then, we just went from only maybe 10 cars not making it in to now about 14, 15 not making it in. And you've got a lot of heavy names.
Yeah.
Just to name a few back there: Chris Whipple, Kevin Fry. Jeffrey Barker. Now, there's a couple new names here, Doug. Chris Sabscary.
Yeah, I think it's Sebeski. I think is what it is. I'm not sure, but
Brandon Morgan. I'm not familiar with that name too much. There, he might run. See, some of these guys. Real quick, while we're on the formation lap, this is a charity event that was opened up to the iRacing community. A lot of the GeForce Racing League members are in here, yes. Now, they could be a lot of the members that are also run in the other series that are not broadcasted on the GeForce Racing League. That reason why we might not be familiar with it. And then it could be newer drivers too, like we were talking about. Either way, here we go.
This one.
Yep.
Yeah, and remember, you want a fresh new look for your favorite dirt car? Look no further than Velocity Race Design. They are the ones, like we said, who are bringing us this B. Andrew Smith did not get the start he was hoping for, but Stephen Shaw did, as he'll lead them into the corner.
Steve Shaw Jr., man out front, that 8th place, what we're going to really be looking at is because Bradley Batcher's right there hanging on to it, barely. He's got Bradley Wright, though. Kyle Mooney, oh, they're spinning in the back. And that's Bradley Wright. We were just talking about it. Gone right there. Still, Bradley Batcher, though, is hanging on. Kyle Moon outside looking in. They're 3 wide in front of him with LW and Cody and Robert and Lane Snook up there. So, tight window to make it into the feature here. A lot of cars are going to be fighting right there for that 8th place spot. And you can already see, oh, and unfortunately, Roger Craig involved in the wreck, too.
And you didn't even mention his name until afterwards, so he cannot blame you for that. And what I'm noticing too, I mean, I'm seeing some guys. I mean, I saw Lane Snook, like you said, getting 2 tires almost off the ground, running an extreme line. But I'm seeing a lot of other drivers going way over that cushion and looking for that bite way up high. As we can see, one of those drivers out there is Aiden Young, who's trying for second spot on Andrew Smith.
Absolutely, you're right. Aiden Young right there battling with Andrew. Lane's right there lurking in the weeds, though. He's back there trying 3 wide. But you're talking about taking that bottom side cushion part, kind of a curb on the inside, and use it to their advantage. Some of the guys might put 2 wheels on it. The other one says, we'll just jump the whole thing and see if we can't leapfrog the field. Andrew Smith fighting for his life over Aiden Young, who is up top. That's a good battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, because you got Robert Schaefer and LW right there along with them. At 8th place spot, though, heating up, Bradley Batcher, Kyle Moon, them 2 guys men are battling it out. That's the last transfer spot.
And it's true, and they're behind this front group of 7, kind of sitting there safe is Cody Castleman. He is in 7th place right now, but 8th place between Mooney and Bacher. That is a really good race.
Remember, like I said, that is the cutoff line right there. You got Chris Whipple outside looking in. He is right there in 10th, and he is close to him. He said, look, boom, and Whipple gets into the back of the 31. And he held on to it, but man, I tell you what, and then they go in there, door slam again, him and Kyle Mooney. That puts Kyle Jenkins up there, though, but that gives a little breathing room, though, for Bradley. Back up front, though, Lane Snook, still the man in 3rd place. He is still trying to get that 2nd place spot.
Yeah, top 2, they're gone. They're way ahead of this group you're seeing. These guys here for 3rd have actually been 3 wide several times, and the laps are running down. I mean, I got 10. There's a couple extra laps, but this darn good race here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Absolutely, for a B main here, Velocity Designs here tonight. B main has been a very, very good race here for the Street Stock Series, Epsilon Sprint Wraps charity event here tonight. Oh, man, I tell you what, look at that. Yeah, you're right. That's actually, who was that? I don't know if that was Lane Snook or maybe a lap car. It's a lap car, I think, trying to get out the way down at the bottom there. But, boy, I tell you what, Lane is still trying to battle over Aiden.
Yeah, and that lap car could affect this battle here, as they're right. That white car you see in front of him, that is a car that's a lap down. I believe it's Kevin Fry, I think, in that car right there. So we'll see what happens here and how that affects the battle for 3rd.
We talk about it on the oval side. The worst place in the world to catch lap traffic is in the turns, and you've seen it right there is where they caught that, where they caught them at. Lane Snook caught him in the turn, and that 23 had to change his line because there's nowhere for that lap car to go. He's already way down the bottom. White flag. Now Lane Snook still is locked into the event where he wants to stay, but he'd love to get 2nd. He tries a slide job on the inside.
And Bradley Bacher, by the way, we were talking about him earlier. He is well over a 2nd ahead of 9th place running Kyle Jenkins, so he should be all set.
Yes, it is. You still got Aiden Young right there. Steve Shaw Jr.'s man up front at the final time, the final turn. He's going to take it here to B main. Head to the feature here tonight. Andrew Smith, Lane Snook, Aiden Young, Robert Scatterfield, LW Wise, Cody Castleman, and Bradley Batcher is going to hang on to the 8th place spot here. Boy, you got some heavy names. Kyle Moon, Chris Whipple, just to name a few. Jeffrey Barker. Ouch. Roger Craig not making it here tonight, unfortunately. So some heavy names there not making it here.
Preston Kramer didn't make it. So
no, he didn't.
A lot of folks who did not make it. So
and so now, folks, we're in a little bit of a warm up here, and normally what we would do is we would step away, we'd do our national anthem, and we've got about 5 minutes here, and we're gonna do some special things and and let Doug do a lot of the talking and so forth. So, and I'm gonna let the action kind of still roll on the track. So you'll see these guys out here beating and banging on each other all throughout. But tonight is a very special night. Obviously, the young man who was unfortunately burned in a pit accident there at the track, we're definitely tonight doing it. Go to GForceRL.com for all the info. Let's see if we can't get maybe one or two drivers up here talk about, maybe get Preston or Roger up here to talk. I mean, Doug, just tell us a little bit about what we got. The Steve King Foundation, just a little bit about it and all that.
Well, okay, like you said, young Lennox Mobley was burned pretty badly, actually, in an accident. And this is something that, unfortunately, I don't really know if we figured out a way to deal with this in the non-virtual world, but it's static electricity, basically, and refueling a car. The young man was burned. He was actually life flighted to Lehigh Valley Burn Center. He's still there. He's in the ICU. A lot of folks are out there praying for him, and so the Steve King Foundation stepped up to try to work out a way to get this. They're one of those 501c3s, which is a charitable organization, doing it the right way, in other words. All right, this isn't some fly-by-night guy down the street who's trying to raise money for something. Steve, of course, farming and racing were his big things. He's a fourth-generation farmer, lived on the family farm out in Kansas. Beautiful area of the country, by the way, if you ever get in there. Racing's in his blood, and he is also a multi-time winner, ran super modifieds in the 70s. So it's nice to have somebody from the racing community who has stepped up here in order to help out this situation. And, of course, like we said, with all the drivers and everybody who came in tonight, it's nice, really, Joe, to see a lot of these new drivers joining our veterans. I kind of wondered how this was going to go, and it's so nice to see the great turnout. All these drivers paid to get in this event, and every single penny of that money is going to the Steve King Foundation. So we should all feel pretty good about what we're doing, and please keep young Lennox Mobley in your prayers. Every night, my family and I, we sit down at the dinner table and we pray. And we always make sure to remember folks who could use our prayers. So if you're like us, or even if you just think good thoughts, if you're not with us on that, and maybe we can get Lennox out of ICU and back to the life that the young man should have. It's way too young for something like this to happen, Joe.
And it's tragic accidents, and like what you said, it's just some things we just cannot do. And obviously he was out there doing what he enjoys to do. We want to get him back out there on the track and get him back around the cars that he loves. It's just like Bill Cardner's grandson, unfortunately, passing away at a young age. We found that out this past week and whatnot. So things in life happen. Like I said, you gotta be thankful for everything. Again, we got to give a shout out, like I said, Steve King Foundation, Epsilon Sprint Wraps for coming on board.
Yes.
Title sponsor this. We got some other great sponsors out there, as you can see them going through, scrolling down at the bottom
the
there.
teams that we mentioned in the heat races,
teams, and that's another
team.
one. I wanted to touch on a lot of these teams out here. You're right, throughout the heats, and we definitely had 4 heats here tonight. So we were able to, the only 5th heat, which was just going to pretty much be GForceTV, and we do appreciate them. It will be tape delayed on their YouTube channel, coming on board for the GeForce Racing. But you're right, all 4 of the teams who did the heats here, Doug, stepping up, a lot of great talent here. And just to give an update on kind of what we're doing a little bit, because it is a next 3 nights here of an events. Tomorrow night it'll be Doug, and I'm not sure the other gentleman's name.
Oh, you had to ask me. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Tune in tomorrow night, and you will find out.
That's right.
I won't be here tomorrow night, folks. I'm Joe White. I won't be here tomorrow night, but I'll be back here on Thursday and Sunday and Monday with Doug.
Pro Late Models 360s tomorrow, by the way. So
I already have prior thing to do, and that's another thing we throughout the whole entire event, definitely going to have it's going to be street stocks, Pro Late Models, 360 wing sprints out there. But touching back on to the teams just a little bit there, Doug. I mean, a lot of great talent on each one of these teams.
Fluman is his name. There we go. I found it. Jake Fluman will be with me tomorrow night.
All right, so there's Jake and Doug. To definitely tune in there, GeForce TV tomorrow night for those guys, and
we'll have some fun.
Warm up over.
Warm-up is over. Just completed.
Oh, 5 minutes. Went by
That
quick.
went fast.
That's quicker than
I like it.
I guess we've never really talked during the thing, but real quick, while they are lining up here and getting ready for our feature here tonight, real quick, wanted to touch on the teams, stand up, like you just said, C2C, Gambling Motorsports, Spartan Racing, and Peerless Racing, all definitely,
thank
looking
you.
out here tonight. Want to thank all those guys and doing an exceptional job here on the track. It has been an exciting, and most importantly, we talk about sponsors, we talk about the event, we talk about the viewers and the fans out there and the family members that come and watch the drivers. Thank you. I've said it a million times. You've heard me on a million. If you've watched any of my broadcasts in the past years, know I've always said it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 1 million watching. I thank each and every one of you for coming out each and every day, spend your time and watch these races. And I know the GeForce Racing League and a young man probably watching tonight, hopefully he is able to watch tonight for this charity event here for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps is watching. So again, appreciate everybody as we're here for our feature tonight, folks. Here we go. Going to get set here. These guys are about to do it here. And Doug, what you got for us?
25 laps. There were a lot of good cars that didn't make it in, so you figure this should be quite the battle. Kyle Parker and Chase Hess are on the front row. We've got some new folks with us tonight. A lot of guys who have won a lot of races in this car. A 25-lap feature here at one of the more storied racetracks in America. What more could you want, Joe?
Now, in the notes, it said caution laps don't count. So we're going to have to watch that if a caution comes out. That'd be kind of different than what we're used to seeing. So it did say in the notes the caution laps don't count. So until I see it a little bit differently on the first caution, because usually there's going to be a caution. I hope it goes to green flag all the way, but you just never know. It could. But if there is, we'll find out. Hey, there's a lot of talent in the field. Pace trucks in, green flag's about to fly. Here we go. Feature time tonight here. Kyle Parker, Chase Hess, Jordan Hill up front. They dropped the hammer. We're gone.
Parker's down on the bottom, coming right through him, right behind him, the white and blue car. We've got one spinning at mid-pack. One of those yellow cars isn't so yellow anymore, and the yellow is out.
Yes, it is. It looks like Corey Smith. Let's go back here on Corey Smith and go to our, this is the A&J Custom Creations replay, folks. Yes, they make great CNC trophies and machinery and plaques and all. Check it out again, GForceRL.com. Check out GeForce Racing on Facebook too. Watch this replay here. It said Corey Smith spun in the back. Unfortunately, Michael Redding and Bradley Batcher was involved. That was in the mid-pack right there. They were 4 wide. Yep, just got tangled a little bit. Corey got spun. And I don't know, the 30 car back there, Michael Redding just know where to go. And unfortunately, that's just qualifying in a nutshell. You get marred back in the pack. It's just like in oval racing there, Doug. Sometimes they say, you can be out front, be the greatest place in the world, but sometimes when you get marred back in the pack, danger, that's just, you just never know. And sometimes wrong place, wrong time.
That's exactly what it is. And having raced with my daughter in the young ranks, that's one of the first things the young drivers, whether you're doing microds or quarter midgets or go-karts, that's one of the first things you learn. When you're starting 18th in a 24-car field, something happens 6, 7, 8 positions in front of you, you can be in it, and it's not even any bit of your fault at all. You got to just be able to deal with that, and grows those kids up fast, makes them tough, and makes them realize that, you know what, sometimes life isn't fair.
We got the Epsilon Sprint Wraps here tonight, being on board for this charity event. We're here for our feature here as we're getting set here under caution for the first time tonight, and it didn't
looks
look
like they're
right
going
fast.
green. I think they're going green.
Going green here. Didn't see, wasn't paying attention to the ticker right there, folks. I didn't see if it clicked off the lap or if it held it.
Still on lap 1 is what it's showing me here, so I would imagine.
Just 22 to go.
Of course, they are single file.
22 to go, so yeah, I think it is. It's not counting. So cool deal. Single file. Usually, I always say the benefits to the leader out front, Kyle Parker and company right there. Chase Hess, green flag flies. We're back at it.
They head down into 1. That's Parker right there. Chase Hess trying to run him. Chase Hess is going to go right up to the cushion. And you can see they're choosing one of 2 very distinct lines right now. Remember we were wondering about the outside. It's slowly been coming in. Is it going to keep coming in? We're going to find out as Parker's up there right now about as high as you can get.
Absolutely there. Epsilon Sprint Rats feature here tonight. You got the man out front, Kyle Parker right there. Chase Hess battles on for around about 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot there. John Hine and company, they're looking good. Right behind them, though, you've got the 71 there of Stephen Goldner. GJ Boydell and company, that's around about the 6th place spot. Those guys. And who is that? Jordan Hill. He's definitely still has some connection issues there. He's blinking.
There's a
It's
couple
not what
of
you
them
want to
having
do.
connection
Yeah.
issues. I see. You know, Steven Spies is making the bottom work right now. That's the black car that you see running in position number 3. As he's going to go down low one more time to try to get second spot away from Chess Hayes. Jordan Hill is right there on his back bumper as they. Well, looks like bottom's coming around now a little bit, Joey.
Yeah, good run right now. Trent there in 5th place. John Hines hanging on to the boat machine. He's down low. GJ Boydell behind them. Stephen Goldner. It's a good run up here. I mean, there's action all over the field. I always say usually up front, middle, and the back. I mean, just so much, kind of hard to keep up with.
But Kyle Parker, with all this racing going on behind him, he's almost out to a second lead right now. Spy's still second. The race is for 3rd as Jordan Hill tries to get underneath and pick up that spot. Looks like the bottom is a little bit faster right now, Joe.
Was that way early on, has been all night. Nobody's traveled up top. Thought they might here in the feature. We'll have to see as it later goes on as the last. Right now, Jordan Hill's the man trying to put a slide job on Chase Hess. He's hanging up top. Here comes John Hine and Trent.
Restraining, I believe.
Restraining?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it is.
All right. Sounds good to me. I'll just say Trent V. How's that? Well,
There you go. That works.
That'll work right there. He's looking good in the 6th place along with Stephen Goldner. And that name is kind of new to us there. And it looks like 2 cars in the back kind of got together. That's Daniel Blau and Steve Shaw Jr. Those guys in the back burning about 12th place spot. Well, they are tearing each other up.
Yeah, they're still going, though, so that's a good sign right there.
Yep.
We're still racing. That's good. Out front still Parker. You see that car try to sneak underneath. That's Steven Spies. He got a wheel underneath him that time, maybe even a little bit of the nose on that Camaro, and the caution is
Caution. It gets Bradley Batcher. Yep, unfortunately. So let's go back here. Our AJ Custom Creations replay and see. He's way back here in the back. Him and Corey Smith back there. They just back there kind of just got into each other and boom, in the wall.
out. Tough break.
Now,
That's
what no?
like you said, the further back you go, you know, the action can get a little bit like that at times. But out front, this has been a real good battle as we're still trying to figure out which lane is quicker. I see Jordan Hill was given an EOL penalty there, so.
Well, I always say when these guys, man, punch in their nose like that, it looks like a mean bulldog.
Yeah, those front ends get all scrunched up like that, you know.
They do. Look
I like
like
how
a
they
mean
got the
bulldog.
new front, like the new style Camaro on the F2, which is the 70s. I think 81 or 82. I think was the last year they ran that body style. But originally came around in 1970. But basically, second generation Camaro with a new generation nose. Looks real good. I like it.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. Okay, you wish you had a Ford nose on it. I know you. So that's what he means. In case you're wondering, guys, what he's talking about there.
Well, they changed it. They used to. Now, here in iRacing, and obviously, you know, we know it's more of a visual thing here on it, but because you can tell by the back, obviously they still got the second generation Camaro. And,
yeah, the spoiler and the tail
the
light.
Spoiler and the tail and the body sidewise. But basically, they just did a front nose deal on it. But they went with the newer style here.
See, Joe wants a Ford Torino, I think, is what he wants. But
Yeah,
remember,
man, let's get El Camino out here and we're running. You know, what's the thing?
the Fords were that was their stock car back in the 70s. Was the Torino, I think.
Absolutely.
So
big boat.
That's what. So maybe in the next build, Joe.
Yep,
all right,
next
talk
build,
to the
next
folks
build.
at iRacing, and they'll have the Torino available as Kyle Parker takes his Torino wannabe Camaro to the bottom to get the lead. See, we stuck that in there for
There
you,
you
Joe.
go.
I'm working with you, okay?
Well, Kyle is the man up front right now, doing very well. He's hanging on to that lead. He's still got Stevens right there behind him, though, trying to do what he can, but he's got pressure by Chase Hess on the inside. Trent's right there along with him. John Hine, though, is falling off the pace. He's went up high. He's got Stephen Goldner there in 6th, so you've got some crucial battles happening throughout the field, but what's heating up now is for that first place. Kyle Parker, remember, was out front huge. Now he's got Stephen right there on his inside.
And I noticed Hine, I mean, sometimes when you're not gaining on everybody, you got to go where they ain't, is the old phrase. So you can see he's trying to make his own line up there on the high side. Might be working now as he's on the outside of Stephen Goldner for position number 5.
There you go. Right now we're on lap 10 here. Steven's going to see if he can't throw a slide job on the inside there of Kyle, but he's got company by the name of Chase Hess if he can get it. And Kyle's protecting that inside lane now.
He really is, and there was no room for Goldner to move up. Now he could if he wanted to, but he looks committed to the bottom at this point, and Hines says, okay, let's go down there and try that for a little bit. He's searching, Joe. He's looking for a way, and it's got to be frustrating. You're sitting there at 6th, you got 5 cars, you're right on them, and there's not a big difference between the lap times in these cars, so one little bobble, one little mistake is all it takes to lose a car length.
Absolutely. And just to reiterate what we were talking about earlier, too, Jake Fluman is the other guy to be with you tomorrow night from Whiskey Oval TV. So definitely check those guys out tomorrow night here, as we continue on with the Epsilon Sprint Wraps charity event here all week long here for the G-Force Racing. And right now, Epsilon Sprint Wraps feature tonight. Kyle Parker here, the man out front. Steven Spies there in second. Chase Hess in third. You got Trent hanging on the 4th. Stephen Goldner there in 5th. Now, they've kind of spread out single file. Let's go a little further back because around about 9th place spot, boy, it is a mess.
And Nicholas Vickery is being shown in 9th on the board right now, but you can see positions changing quickly back here with this bunch. I can see down and low again, Lane Snook trying to make his way up in there, but boy, that's some good racing going on right there.
Oh, yeah, you've got 2x2x2 all the way back there, door-to-door racing. Like you said, Nicholas, Steve Shaw, Daniel, Preston there, Lane Snook just cannot go anywhere. 3 wide action happening to around about 9th place. Those are 2 wide for the moment, 3 wide next.
A couple of guys spun at the back, but they got off. I saw them must have hit their buttons. Oh, and the yellow came out as we did have 2 cars together right about 16th, 17th, 18th.
Andrew
right
Smith,
in there.
Dennis Stonebreaker. Go back here on the A&J Custom Creation replay. Let's see what happened. Like I said, it looks like they probably just got hooked together and spun around, which is kind of common for these cars. Usually these cars don't spin out on their own because, again, and you see the one car got up into the wall, and I think that got Stonebreaker a little bit out of shape, and unfortunately Andrew had nowhere to go. Stonebreaker was already kind of sideways, and once you get sideways, you lose a lot of the momentum, and obviously Andrew just nowhere to go, got in the back end of him. But, again, you don't normally see these cars you slide out from under each other. I'm not saying that they can't, but you normally don't see it. The reason is because these are lower, obviously they're heavy stock cars. I mean, they're pretty much stock cars. You could actually throw some, you could just take the slicks they got on them. Well, they don't have slicks on them in the dirt, but you could put slicks on them, take them on an oval track, and they're going to be like an oval. And matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they do run street stock cars on oval style tracks like for
change
instance,
the shocks, change the tires, and you're racing.
Maybe you're familiar with tracks like obviously Bowman Gray, which is right here where I'm at.
Do they run street stocks down there? Do they?
I don't think they run. They run modifieds. I don't think they run street stocks, but I do think up in in Virginia. What is the short track up there?
There's a Champions series up here in New York that runs street stock races. So
what
I know
is
they run
what is the small
tracks.
track in Virginia?
No, you're not talking about Hickory. That's in North Carolina.
No, it's a small track in Virginia.
I don't know.
Oh, my Lord. If I wouldn't have said anything, I'd be able to know. I'm sorry, folks. Anyways, there's a small track in Virginia. Very, very, and I know it's going to pop up in my head here soon. Very, very popular, just like Bowman Gray is. And actually, it's here on iRacing. I mean, so it's one of the tracks on iRacing, too. I'm wondering why they have never had Bowman Gray put on iRacing. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but
maybe they don't want it. That could be.
Gotta get the license and all that stuff, too, for that thing. It's just a laser scan. But either way, Matt Green, Kyle Parker out front, Steven Spies there, Chase Hess, Trent out front. Again, good battle up there up front.
How about Virginia Motorsports Park or Virginia Motor Speedway or Richmond Raceway? One of those, maybe?
Nah, there's a big. This is small. It's small like it's small like Bowman Gray.
Gotcha. I remember that show they had a few years ago. Kyle Parker out in front. See everybody down low, including Steven Spies. Another yellow out. Can't see anything. Must have been further back in the back.
LWY's in the back here. It says those two. Let's go back here on A&J Custom Creations replay and just see maybe what we're seeing, those guys in the back there are just, again, just kind of, close-quartered racing. You see LW and them, and I mean, they were 2 and 3 wide back there too. So it might have been a case of had to check up, nowhere to go. Ooh, looks like the 103 right there.
I think I got it. Langley?
Boom. Nope, not that one.
No, not Langley.
Not
Over.
Langley. But that is one of the tracks up there now. Are you trying? Yeah.
South Boston.
That's it. Bam.
That's the one.
Yep.
I love that track.
Corey Smith just got turned on this on the one day, but that's the other one that's really small, and I believe they do run street stocks there on an oval style. So South Boston's a very, very famous track. Actually, it is here on iRacing too.
Yes,
that's what it is. South Boston up in Virginia, and it's famed short track, just like what Bowman Gray would be here. And but I think they do run street stocks there, and that's what we was talking about earlier. So, but back to what I was basically saying about these cars.
I wanted to finish that, Joe, because it was bugging me that we couldn't figure that out.
Well, yeah, right. Well, they were heavy. These are heavier style cars. Basically, what I'm getting at, they're full in style stock cars. Nothing like what a pro late model or your 360 style sprint cars or UMPs or anything like that. So these cars are very heavy. You really getting out of shape. I mean, you are sideways a lot, but you don't see them just spin out a lot of the time on their own. Usually, you can do a little more beating and banging due to the fact of obviously, you've got a full-bodied car here. A lot of times it's either getting into the wall, getting up in a cushion, or just getting contact with somebody.
Very tough to drive too. All stock cars, whether you're talking a street stock, pro stock, anything like that, it's right foot dependent because they don't lay over on the right rear. Sprints lay over on the left rear, so they don't take a set as easily as a sprint or a late model would. So they are a lot tougher to drive, and so a lot of times what you do with the right foot is how you get through the corners.
Jimmy, as far as I know, it will be on GeForce TV on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, the reason it's not tonight has had to be a tape delay. There will be a tape delay on GeForce TV as we go back green, but there will be a tape delay on GeForce TV. They had a prior thing that they had to get done tonight, but from my understanding, it will be on GeForce TV tomorrow. Okay, well, there you go. GeForce Racing League answered it. I appreciate it.
They got it. I like that.
All right, thank you.
They know what's going on.
They're on a good deal. So, Kyle Parker out front as the green flag flies here again for the Epsilon Designs, a feature here tonight for Epsilon Sprint Wraps Charity Week event, Triple Crown. Oh, I tell you what, Steven Spies, he wants that lead. He's been right there. He just cannot seem to get up it, and Kyle's protecting that inside lane.
He is, and why not? It seems to be the lane to go. We've seen a couple of guys go to the outside, and really the only guy doing that right now is Wayne Miller back there a little bit, trying to get up there and make it work. But right now it's almost like an asphalt race. Everybody trying to get low, and as we say that, Spies taking a look a little bit higher on his entrance this time.
It will be live tomorrow on GeForce TV YouTube. Not live here tomorrow. I'm sorry. I won't be here tomorrow, but it will be on GeForce. So. But Thursday, yes, we will be back here on OSR Network Live and GeForce TV on YouTube Live. So definitely tune in there. No tape delay on Wednesday or Thursday. No.
Steven Spies had better watch it here because I get it. He's running second. He wants to try to get the win. He's doing a different line. But what that's done is that opened up that bottom for Chase Hess, who keeps picking his nose in there. And as we say that, now here comes Spies on the outside. Maybe he has found something out there.
Yeah, it is. Right now, the high side, like you said, Chase Hess, he's the only one that's traveled up there on that top side cushion here. His laps were winding down for him. But, man, he is definitely going to see if he can't go around the outside. He's got that 55 machine. Steven's the one up top. I said Chase Hess. Chase is down low. My bad. Yep. Steven up top. He's got the second place. He's going to see if he can't see because Kyle's protecting the low line. He's got to find something different.
Yeah, it's not working at this point. And so at what point does he decide to change his lane? And does he even know that he's clear? Okay, now he's clear. He's going to go down low. He's got 3 more laps to try to run him down. And if anything, I think Hess fell back just a little bit that last lap.
Yeah, it is. Right now, you see the top 3 cars, all single file. Kyle Parker's been a man out front. He is protecting the low line. He said, look, you're going to get it done. You're going to have to move me or go around the high side or just go all the way down in the infield one and try to get around because I'm not letting you have that inside right now. Steven is trying everything he can.
And give Steven a lot of credit because if this was a NASCAR race at a short track, they'd probably be bumping each other out of the way on the last lap without penalty. So it's nice to see that they're racing this clean up front in a big race like this.
Well, these are the last chance qualifiers right here, Jimmy. The features will be, and actually this is the feature for the night. We got another race coming up here shortly after this one, but the feature for the whole event will be Monday night, so definitely tune in. Go to GForceRL.com there, Jimmy, and it'll give you all the information that you need to know on the event that's going on this week. Right now in the back, though, looks like a major crash, and... Ooh.
No, yet. We'll see if it comes. I think they're seeing the white flag this time, so one more lap to go. Looks like we're going to get this in.
One more lap here. It doesn't matter what they do. They could kill themselves on the track here. But Kyle Parker's only got a couple more times, and Steven's only got maybe 2 more turns to see if he cannot take it away from him. I don't think he's close enough. Kyle Parker's going to be the man here tonight unless he messes up his last turn.
Steven Spies in second, and like we said, Hess has fallen back a little bit, but he's still going to finish in third spot. Nice job by Spies to at least take a look on the outside as they came across. Kyle Parker, your winner.
Kyle Parker's going to put it in victory lane here for our first street stock Epsilon Sprint Designs winner tonight here in the feature. What a run for him. And nice. Also, now, folks, again, like I say, don't go nowhere. Come back to OSR Network after this is done, but we're going to do some interviews here right fast with some of these guys. And once we're done with all these interviews and get everything done, definitely, like I said, don't go anywhere. Come back here because got another race.
360s coming up next, too.
360s, man. I tell you, that's going to be an exciting one, too. I can't wait for that one. But
and we may also be getting a visit from our top Epsilon Sprint Wraps driver, although one of these 3 might be one of them, so we'll be finding that out here in just a little bit, I believe.
And Preston is going to jump up here and kind of give us that a little bit of info there for us, folks, to let us know as some of the drivers are now, coming up here in the waiting room as we wait. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what a way to kick off here tonight.
Great race, really was.
You're right, Jimmy. Monday Night for All. Just like I say, go to GForceRL.com. There's a world of information out there that'll definitely get you everything you need to know out there, Jimmy, about this awesome charity event. Everything that's there and whatnot. Well,
Weather
real quick,
by the way, sponsoring Victory Lane. So thanks to them, by the way. Sorry, I wanted to sneak that in there, Joe.
You're fine. Well, real quick, we've got Preston Cranmer up here, and I tell you what, Preston is the VP guy here. He does a lot of stuff in the back end here, GeForce Racing League. I appreciate him and all that he does out there, him and Roger Craig. But Preston, you've got the Epsilon Sprint wrap up here that you're going to a top driver. Who you got for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't want to steal any thunder here. I was fortunate enough, if anybody doesn't know, as on top of being the VP, I also run Epsilon Sprint Wraps.
I didn't know that.
So we have an award going out to our Epsilon Sprint Wraps Fast Man of the Race, which you'll be interviewing second. Steven Spies was able to finish second. So it was nice to see one of my guys get on the podium. So I'm going to leave it to you guys.
Let's bring him up here. We'll bring him up.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job, Preston. You had a good run yourself, so nice job.
Appreciate it.
13th place for Preston.
Well, let's go ahead. We'll bring up not only is he in second, but like you said, the top Epsilon Sprint Wrap driver here tonight, Steven Spies. I called him Spies. My bad.
So did I. Sorry.
Just like I used to call Preston Cranmer, not Cranmer. Didn't put the emphasis on the end. But let's bring up old Steven here. Not only second place, but like I say, top driver in that Epsilon. Here you go, Doug.
Steven, nice run. Car looked great with that Epsilon wrap on it. Tell me about the race. Looked like you were doing everything you could, even moved up a little high there in the last couple laps to try to catch Kyle.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was trying everything that I possibly could to get around him. We were just kind of talking there in the waiting room, and he played it exactly right. He could probably tell I was trying everything, going high, going low, and he was on the fast line. So he had it, keep it. And it was up to me to try to find a way around him. And, there was probably more than one occasion I probably could have pushed him out of the way, but I don't race like that. And
I like that. Good.
Things I like about GeForce is the guys don't race like that. So congrats to him. But, sure would have liked to win.
Anything you could have done differently? Because, when you went up high, what was the car doing when you moved up a groove? Would it still working as well? Or?
I got to run on him coming off of 2 a couple times on the outside, but in 3 and 4, I couldn't get that middle to top at all, and he was just able to get a run off the bottom and get it right back. And so I'm worried about Chase behind me trying to get a nose down there under me doing the same thing. So, you're playing a lot of strategy, and, usually at this track you can kind of run a slider line in these street stocks and it'll work, but I think so many cars tonight, we widened the track out too much, so it's just too much ground to cover to make it work.
I was wondering if it was just too far around, basically, and that's what it was, right?
I think it was. I think a lot of guys didn't run low in the practice and in the heats maybe, so it held on a lot longer than it usually does. But, really happy to be in second still.
And, of course, the top Epsilon driver as well. So any thank yous you'd like to get out? I'm sure it starts with the good folks out at Epsilon Speed Wraps.
It certainly, thanks to Preston, this wrap that I've got on. This is actually the first race with it, so
nice.
He did some wraps for my late model and got a 2nd and a 5th in some late model races last night with his wraps. So it appears they make you faster. So I would say definitely go out and check those out. Also, thanks to my team, which is Gambling Motorsports. Come check us out. We got a Facebook page and kind of keep tabs with what's going on in GeForce and the other leagues that we're in.
I like it. And, of course, they sponsored heat number 2, so thank you for that. Good job, Steven.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Man, took 2 awards home here tonight there at Epsilon Speed Wraps there tonight. Top driver and 2nd place here. There's Stephen Spies or Spees?
Spees.
Okay. I'll get it right eventually. I apologize to him and
yeah, sorry.
I apologize to everybody out there. Names or something. But this guy, Chase Hess, another outstanding run here. He came home here in 3rd tonight.
Started 2nd, finished 3rd. Chase is with us right now. Walk us through those last couple laps. Looked like Steven kind of had that door open for you a little bit on the bottom.
Yeah, he left it open, but I had to slow down in the center to kind of poke it underneath him. And when you do that, you lose all momentum, and these are momentum-based cars. But I really think I could have won, but got a caution on the first lap when I was ahead of Kyle there, and they're not counting caution, so I went back to the last completed lap, which was the initial start, so he got it back, and I went single file.
I noticed you fell back a little bit in the last couple laps. Was that just from looking around a little bit, or what? Did the car get worse? What happened?
No, it's just those. I just kind of let those guys battle it out and hoping they'd make a mistake and I'd be there.
Gotcha. But I wondered about that. I think Joey and I were talking about that. I said, sometimes when you're in 3rd, if you get too close to those front 2 guys and they get together, you can get in it. So that was basically what was in your head, Chase?
Yeah, just kind of make it to the championship race. That's all I wanted to do. This race doesn't. You don't get a trophy for this race.
Yeah,
top 10 was my goal.
Yeah, but you still want to win it, and I'm sure if they would have got together, you would have drove right under it and took it. So.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Who do you want to say thanks to, Chase? Anybody out there you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, just thanks to the guys that I race with every week, like Steve Shaw and Corey Smith, that make it a lot of fun to come out. That's about it this week.
Nice job, man. Caught the Canadian accent, too, so good job, Chase. Nice talking to you, man.
Thank you. See ya.
See, we noticed that, Joey. We noticed those couple little Canadian words that they say a little bit different than us. So,
like hey and stuff like that. Well, we want to, no doubt, we want to go here down to the Weatherby Photography Victory Lane, because this guy right here, Kyle Parker, definitely held on to it. Kyle, Joey in the booth got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, down here, and I tell you, starting off good here for the charity event here for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Triple Crown event this week, pulling off the victory here for the Street Stocks, which automatically pretty much qualifies you into the feature event coming up this Monday. How I'm going to say, because what I understand, the top 3 goes in. Again, folks, go to GForceRL.com for all your information on that. Well, definitely clarify on it. But Kyle, you had a fast machine. Tell me about it, though. You was protecting that low line, it looked like. Did you see something that we didn't see? Because it looked like Steven there, man, was all over you.
Oh yeah, man. He was coming. Before the first caution, I started pulling away. I think it was a second lead, and that was actually kind of funny because I heard Dan Elkin. Because I watched the broadcast as I'm driving. I heard Dan Elkin say, "I pulled in with a second lead," and next thing you know, yellow came out, and then he was just, man, he had it working, and I was definitely protecting. But it was a fun race, man. That's one of the cleanest races I've raced up front with him. Because he had plenty of opportunity just to get up into me or tap me up out of the way. But that was a really clean drive by him, and it was fun. It was definitely fun.
Oh, it definitely was fast out there, like we said. Now, didn't see too many people traveling up top. There's a couple of them that went up there, but it didn't look like it's the fastest way around. Usually we see in the heat races, if y'all stay down low, then by the time the feature comes, they'll go high. Did the track just not change?
Yeah, the warm-ups, you kind of got the high side got a little pushed up higher, and once here in these dirt street stocks, there's not a lot of power for these on the high side to get that runoff like you can on the inside, and but yeah, no, the high side went away, and I was working the high side in the beginning of the race until I saw a couple guys get a run on me on the inside, so I'm like, all right, that's the way to be. So I was like, I'm just gonna run there for the rest of the night. And I was pretty quick, man, but Steven Spies, he was coming.
It was good, like you said. It surprised us, like you said, you had such a big lead, and after that caution, it seemed like kind of wiped out, and he was all over the back end of you. But you protected it, you did good. You still had a fast enough machine to take it here tonight, put it in victory lane here. You got anybody you want to thank for this awesome win to kick off this charity week?
Yep, I got to thank all the guys at Spartan Racing, man. Without those guys, man, we wouldn't be able to sponsor this charity event for Lennox, man. So that's good. Those guys are awesome. I got to thank my wife as well for letting me do this every single week and not getting too upset. Then GForce, obviously, man, for putting this stuff together, man. They do so much things, especially for the charity events. It's always good, even if it's on iRACIng. Not even in real life, it's still helping a family out or a person out. So it's awesome. Good, I want to pat Roger and press on the back for that. And then you guys as well, for always being our broadcasters.
Hey, no doubt about it. Definitely fun. You made it exciting on the track here. Put it in victory lane to kick off our Epsilon Sprint Wraps Triple Crown charity event. Like I said, good calls here this week again. Kyle Parker, congratulations on that win in the street stocks.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you in sprint cars. I'll be there.
That's right. There we go. 360 wing sprints. I'll tell you what, Doug. Next here, folks, and don't go anywhere. Stay tuned here. Keep the little follow buttons up there on the OSR Network side of things. Again, it'll be tape delayed over on the GForceTV on YouTube. It will be live here on the OSR Network where you are right now. But until then, hey, for myself and everyone here at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Doug, myself, and GForce Racing, everyone, have a good night. We'll be right back after this with race number 2.